Hi and welcome to my channel. So I've got really good news for students in the UK. So whether you're already a student studying in the UK right now or you're still planning to move to the UK on a student visa, there is fantastic good news for you. So the UK has recently made two major changes, two massive changes, towards certain policies for students studying in the UK. These changes are in themselves very good and very positive. One is regarding the carer pathway, so carers working in the UK, and the second major change is regarding the teachers pathway. So this is a pathway that has recently been announced that teachers can move from overseas and work in the UK. But the UK has made an exception and announced some massive changes, like I've said, for students. So if you're new to my channel, you're welcome here. And look, in this video, I'm going to be talking about what these two massive changes are, how they're going to affect you if you're already in the UK right now, and how they will affect you if you're still out of the UK. But most importantly, if you are out of the UK as a teacher or you're out of the UK as someone who wants to come in as a carer, what does this mean for you? Because I know that in the last few months, there's been a lot of information and ambiguity on students. Are they going to stop dependence? Are they not going to stop? Look, the UK is a very smart country. If there was anything that all of us as immigrants could learn from the UK and how they do their immigration policies, look, we would all be very smart and very successful. Because one thing that I admire about the UK is how they are able to change their immigration policies when they want in order to suit their own agenda. Not only do they change these laws to suit their agenda, but they make you go round and round and round applying for different visas just to come back to exactly the same thing. So you apply for a student visa, then they say, oh, by the way, you cannot apply for X other visa. You apply. Let's get started. If you're a returning subscriber, I really appreciate your time that you take to watch these videos. And look, I'm doing a live session at the end of this month, which is going to be on Zoom. If you check the comment section below, you can see a link to join that live session. The live session is going to be on career progression in the UK. And look, if you've clicked on this video, that session is 100% for you. We're going to be focusing on why is career progression in the UK even a thing? Why is it important? Why should you be interested? Why is it something that you should be considering if you're already in the UK right now, or even if you're still out of the UK? All you need to do is check the comment section. You're going to see a link to my newsletter. You just put your name and email, and immediately, like instantly, I'll send you the direct Zoom link to join that session. The session is only going to be on Zoom because I want it to be as interactive as possible, and it's not going to be available on YouTube because look, YouTube deals with the algorithm. It's all about, oh, is it suitable for Melvis? Is this video not? Look, I want you to have access to direct information straight into your inbox. So whether you're a carer, you're a student nurse, you're a nurse, you want to move to the UK, you're already in the UK right now, you're a midwife, you're looking for visa sponsorship jobs in the UK, skilled, unskilled, clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs, you 100% want to be on my newsletter. And hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the notification button because look, you want to be the first to be notified every single time when I drop a new video on here, because I'm all about career progression. And if it's your first time here, who am I? My name's Melvis. I moved to the UK about 10 years ago. I studied nursing as an international student, and I also was working as a band 1 carer at the time. But over the course of 10 years, which it's a long time, of course it is. Over the course of 10 years, I've been able to progress dramatically in my career from a band 1 carer to now working as an advanced nurse practitioner for the NHS. So I have a private coaching program where I support with career progression in the UK, because career progression is the reason I came to the UK. If I had just wanted to become a nurse, I didn't need to leave the comfort of my home to come to the UK. The only reason I came was because nursing in the UK, it's so different, it's so unique. There are those opportunities to grow, and have that career progression, which in many other countries you don't have. So if you're in the UK right now or still planning to move to the UK, you need to push yourself to do more. You need to push yourself to achieve the best that is possible in this country. Otherwise, you've wasted a lot of opportunity being here and wasting all of that. It is not worth it. So you need to make sure that you check out my newsletter below, join that live session, because look, you 100% want to be there when you and I are discussing all about career progression, because this is something that I'm particularly passionate about. This is something that it's my mission, and I'm on a mission basically to make sure that anybody that comes across not only my channel, is able to gain some inspiration and know that, look, you may be in a difficult situation right now, whether you're already in the UK or still about to move, but there is some light at the end of the tunnel. You can progress, you can excel, and you can thrive in your UK career. So that's what I'm all about, and that's why you should join that newsletter now. Thank you for that. So, like we're saying, there are two major changes. The first change, I'm going to talk about the carer pathway. The second change is regarding the teacher's pathway. So, the UK has now announced that if you're a student, so you're in the UK on a student visa, you can change from that, to get a carer visa, which is obviously a skilled worker visa. Look, what this means is that if you're already in the UK, that gives you a little bit of an edge, to be able to get that carer visa than somebody who is still out of the UK, obviously, because this has brought dramatic change into the whole mix of recruiting carers. What is mainly happening now is that many of the organizations that are able to give visa sponsorship are now saying, oh, we are looking for carers, but we prefer people that are already in the UK on a student visa. And this goes back to what I always say. The student visa, the student pathway remains and will always remain the easiest pathway to move to the UK or any country. It has always been the easiest way to move to the UK or any country for that matter, and it will remain the easiest pathway. It is the only pathway that is constant and fixed, and this is because it brings in billions of money to the UK, and that's why it can never ever be scrapped. And every single year the tuition fees are pushed higher and higher. For example, when I studied nursing, the same university that I attended, I paid £10,000 per year as an international student. At that time, home students didn't pay anything for nursing, but the same university today is now £18,000 to study nursing. So you can see that the tuition fee has almost doubled, over these years. And so with this particular change, organizations now are saying, look, I prefer somebody who's already in the UK, even on a student visa, to then transition, yes, into a carer visa. But this is still not very straightforward. You know why? Because why don't they just say, look, just get the carer visas and work as carers? Why make people move to the UK as students and then say to them, oh no, now you're in the UK as a student, actually you can just apply as well and get a carer? What this means is that this pathway is getting more and more expensive because you need to pay all the visa fees to come as a student. You need to pay those tuition fees. Then once you get to the UK, you're then told, oh, by the way, you've paid your tuition fees, you moved to the UK, you've paid visa fees, you can now find a job and change to a new visa. You don't have to start paying visa fees all over again to get a carer pathway. Once, and while this is the easiest way to move to the UK, it is not the cheapest way. It is one of the most expensive ways to move to the UK as a student, but it is one of the ways also with the highest level of guarantee that you're going to be in the UK at your specified time, whenever that time is. What I mean is, if you're watching this now, you're out of the UK. If you say to yourself, I want to be in the UK September 2023, the best pathway you can use to achieve that, 100% be sure, is a student pathway. If you're coming in as a worker, so you want to apply for a working visa straight away, yes, there are chances, but it's never 100% guaranteed because you don't know. But it is the cheapest way to move to the UK is moving as a worker, because all you need to do is apply for jobs online, do an interview, get shortlisted, get successful and get a job offer. You don't necessarily need to pay any money to do that. So again, these are some of the changes that they make. And when I look at these changes, I'm like, OMG, they're just prolonging the process for us, the international students. They make the process so long and so expensive that you keep applying for new visas, changing. Let me hear in the comment section, what is your thought about this? What do you think about this? What are your ideas? Are you currently in the UK as a student? Are you planning to come to the UK as a student? How do you feel about this pathway? Leave it in the comment section. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit subscribe right now. turn on that notification button as well. If you're enjoying the video, I just want you to like the video because it lets me know that you're enjoying content like this, and I should obviously do more of it. Because look, I literally only like to do videos on things that you are requesting, on things that are going to be relevant for you. Otherwise, I don't want to waste my time, waste your time, waste everybody's time, waste space and all of that. So again, if you're part of my private coaching program, then these are things that we go through regularly, looking at your own specific circumstances to make sure that the advice that you get is individualized, and is specific to your needs. Because YouTube videos are very generic. This video, I don't know what your personal circumstances are. You could be already be in the UK. You could be watching this because of your child, because of your husband, because of a relative, because of a friend. I don't know that. So this is generic advice, but you've got to be able to tailor that information, pick out what is relevant for you and to you, and make sure that you implement. Because this year, I'm calling it a year for implementation. It is a year to take action. If you wanted to do something, this is the perfect time to do so. You don't want to be lingering around saying, oh yeah, this video was good. Yeah, another YouTube video, keep checking more videos. No. Implementation is what you should be doing, and that's what my channel is all about. If you're watching my videos, you better be a high achiever. You better be somebody who is willing to put in the work, the effort, the energy to achieve their goals, because I'm not here to entertain and just achieve nothing. I want you to use this information to implement it. So let's talk about the next change. So the next change was on the teacher's pathway. So with the teacher's pathway, they have also said that students can change their visas, obviously, if you're already in the UK, to be able to get into the teacher's pathway. And this is something that, again, when I looked at that policy, I was like, the UK is trying to eat its cake and have it again. Yes, that's what's happening here. Because if you want to just recruit somebody, why don't you just recruit them from day one as a teacher, for example? Why do you want them to apply for a student visa, move to the UK, and then you say to them, oh, you can apply for a graduate? It is a long pathway. So what is this pathway all about? So what they've said is, if you're a student and you move to the UK on a student visa, then once you've completed your course, whether it's a master's or an undergrad degree, once you've successfully completed that course, you can then apply for a graduate visa. That graduate visa is normally for 2 years. If you've done an undergraduate or like a master's, you get it for 2 years. If you've done a PhD, you get it for 3 years. So what they've now said is, if you have that graduate visa, you can also work as a teacher. Not only can you work as a teacher, they've said, but you can also train to become a teacher in the UK. And this training is obviously any courses, apprenticeships as well. That's what they've said, which means that you're going to be eligible to apply for those apprenticeships. But obviously, as with anything when it comes to apprenticeships, you need to make sure that the job description is on slick. You need to understand that you make sure you perfectly understand that person's specification, and that your application is perfect for that particular job. Because while apprenticeships are fully funded courses where you don't have to pay any tuition fees, the requirements and how rigorous they are, you've got to be really, really good, because they tend to have more applications. And obviously, if you're part of my private coaching program, and this is something that I can support you with, to make sure that you are the best candidate and you position yourself as the best candidate for that particular opportunity. If you're not part of my private coaching program, that's why I'm doing this video, to tell you, because so that you also stand the chance to get these opportunities, to get these life-changing opportunities. So people that have come to the UK on a student visa, transitioned into a graduate visa, will be able to apply for teaching jobs in the UK. But not only that, but they'll also be able to apply to train as teachers, which again is a massive opportunity to have if you're somebody who is interested in this pathway. Because what this means is that it also guarantees you to get a visa at the end of that journey, at the end of that process. And that's what I was saying. The UK, when it comes to immigration laws and immigration policies, they like to give, take, and at the end, we spend a lot of money. But the thing is, what other options do we have? What choices do we have? They know that we want to come to this country. The UK knows that people want to move here. And that's why the visa fees are so high. You have to keep moving from a student visa to a graduate visa and all the like. But there's one more thing. The next thing is that they have obviously said that from the graduate visa, which you can use to train as a teacher or work as a teacher, you can then apply. Yes, you can then again apply for a skilled worker visa. You see what I mean? So you're going to apply for a student visa. From a student visa, you're going to apply for a graduate visa. From a graduate visa, you're then going to find a job and all of that, and then apply to a skilled worker visa. So you're going to go through three different visas and applications just to get through to something that it could have just given you at the beginning anyway. And while this is not the cheapest process to go through, especially if you're somebody who's got kids, you've got a family, considering that many international students, many people studying in the UK have got families with them, it can become very, very expensive, because every time you change the visa for yourself, you need to change for the family as well. Because your family's visa, obviously the dependent visa, it's only legal and it's only valid once yours is. So this is a very expensive process. And so you will need to be thinking, is it worth coming with the family together at the same time? Or do you want to move to the UK first, transition through these visas, and then bring the family after that? These are choices. These are difficult choices that you would need to make. And I want you to leave any comments in the comment section below. How do you feel about this? What is your situation? What is your personal circumstance? How do you feel? Are you a student in the UK right now? Are you planning to move to the UK as a carer, as a teacher, as a student? Which of the pathways is best? What should you do? And look, if you want, leave a message. If you want me to do a video on these three pathways, which one is the best to choose, then please, by all means, leave that comment and I'll do that video. Yes, I'll do the video, because if it's going to help you, even if it's a single person, then yes, it is worth doing. And that's what I'm talking about, because the truth is, these are different. You need to really understand immigration laws, immigration rules and policies to be able to digest all of this information, all the requirements about all the different visas. And it is incredible. It is absolutely incredible and overwhelming. And that's why, I've got many students in my private coaching program who are transitioning from, the student visa to other courses that they prefer, or they're transitioning into the carer pathway or into the nursing pathway, because that's an option as well that many people prefer to, to do, because of the advantages that come with being a nurse. But the truth is, if you are somebody who is not very well informed when it comes to immigration rules in the UK, then you can really struggle with those policies and with all the different visa types and requirements and all of that. So like I've said, this is something that you need to consider. These changes are in themselves positive, I would say, because at least the opportunity is there to change as a student. If they had said no, that's a lot worse, because if you come to the UK, pay huge amounts of money, and yet you're not allowed to remain in the UK, neither are you allowed to, or you don't even have enough time to find a job, that is a lot worse. So having all these pathways, it just kind of gives you those options to play around with and then decide what is really best for you. But again, I want you to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification button, check the comment section below, drop any comments you may have, but most importantly, join my newsletter so that you get the link to that Zoom session that we will be doing, so that we can discuss further. But most importantly, if you're part of my private coaching program, then you can get that personalized, that individualized support that you rightfully deserve in order to thrive in the UK. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you're going to implement, share this with anybody that you know from your circle that is going to help them, that are interested or that are part of this pathway, to make sure that they benefit from this as well. So thank you so much. Keep watching the videos and make sure that most importantly, you're actually implementing everything. Bye for now. Nurse Melvis here.